Hey guys, okay, so this is the last time I'm gonna try to record this. This is gonna be a Saturday Reads video because it would have been Friday Reads, but it was too dim last night for me to film. And I'm also gonna be talking about Game of Thrones, so I'll do that first and then I'll go into what I'm reading. Because they're related, I promise. But I finally caved and I watched season 5 of Game of Thrones because I was on YouTube and I was looking at Tyrion and Sansa scenes from season 3, but I really should have just looked at my DVDs because what ended up happening is the search results that came back were all spoilers for season 5, and they weren't necessarily Tyrion and Sansa spoilers, but one of them was a big shock to the point where I was like, I have to investigate this and see if this really happens because I really did not want this to happen. Because the thing is, the character that it happens to, well, actually two of the characters that revolve around this spoiler, I'm not the biggest fans of. Like, I really don't like them, but there are 2 or 3 instances in the show where I have felt bad for one specific character, and the rest of the time I have hated that character. Like, absolutely despised. So this was one of those instances where I felt really bad. So I had to go investigate and see if it actually happened, and very sadly it did, and it was actually a very painful thing to watch. Like, it was a very painful thing that happened, not physically, but emotionally. Well, both. But anyway, so, yeah, it was just, no. So, I watched everything, and it was a good season. But I'm so angry because, I think it also, the book also ends this way, but pretty much all of my favorite characters ended on the biggest cliffhangers, like their storylines, just figuratively, they are all dangling off cliffs, except for one of my favorite characters, and he's fine, so I'm like, okay, that's okay. But the rest of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, George Martin, where is Winds of Winter? Because I'm not gonna be okay. And of course, I'm gonna read the books for the first time now. So on to the Saturday Reads this. And the thing is, what was I gonna say about it? Yeah, now I am very interested to go back and read these, because I've heard that D.B. Weiss and, is it Weiss? Yeah, and David Benioff have strayed a bit from the books, and they have killed characters in the show that George Martin has left alive in the books, and they also have added a few things in. I don't know if they've left any characters alive that George Martin has killed off. I feel like maybe if the character was a more minor character, they might have done that, but I don't think they would do that with any of the big major characters, because I feel like that would be too much of a deviation, but I don't know, they may have. But yeah, that's why I'm so interested to go back and read these for the first time now, because I want to know how they are different. Because I feel like the first one, a few of the specific scenes were done differently in the show, but everything that happened in the first one, in the first book, happened in the show. So that's it'll be interesting. And also, I'm just glad that I'm finally in the mood to read this again, because I don't know if you guys remember this, but basically, it took me months to pick this up after I finished Game of Thrones, because, of course, he killed one of my favorite characters, from the first one, and, I'm not gonna say which one it is, because there are a few deaths in the first one, so you guys, will just have to guess. Actually, I think I did talk about it in my spoiler Game of Thrones review. I don't know why I was doing this, but that was what I meant. But yeah, my spoiler review, I think, I talked about it there, but I don't want to talk about it here, because this is going to be no spoilers. But, this is a no spoilers video, I hope. But yeah, killed one of my favorite characters, and I was so mad. It took me months to pick this up. And then, at that point, I was missing the show so much that I caved, and I watched season 2 before I read this. And season 2 was kind of dull for me. Like, it was mostly the politics and stuff, and that's interesting, but I really like the actiony, parts of the first season and the first book, so yeah, season 2, I was like, I don't know about this. So then when I tried to pick this up, I got 300 pages in before I was like, I'm sort of bored and I need to give myself a break from this. But now it's been a year, so I'm thinking since it's been a year, and since I am caught up with the show, I just feel like I do need to go back and read this, and it was so bizarre for me going back and looking at the character points of view in this book, because being all the way caught up to season 5, and then going back to this point, it made me realize how much of a time gap there really is between the second one and the 5th one. There are so many characters that are in this that are not in the 5th one, and then there are so many new characters that are in those that weren't in these. So, or that weren't all the way back to the second book. So, yeah, I'm just really excited, and I think this will be very interesting. I'm trying to read at least 100 pages today, and then I might try the audiobook. I tried the audiobook for the first one, and I found the guy's voice to be really I was going to say monotone, but I don't know if it's monotone or monotonous, but basically the guy's voice is dull. And I am going to try and go back and listen to Clash of Kings and see if I still think that, or see if there's a different recording of it. Because I know that some people actually they make YouTube videos where they will just read aloud from books, and so I might see if there's a good one of that for this one, maybe. So yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm really looking forward to trying this again, and hopefully I won't be nearly as bored as I was the first time. And this is kind of taking over my reading for the entire week, because I was going to try to participate in 2 of the readathons that are going on this week. I think yesterday or today, one started that was I think it was yesterday it started, was the TBR Takedown 2.0, and originally I was going to participate in that. And then there was also the 7 and 7 readathon that starts on Monday, and I was thinking about participating in that if I didn't participate in the other one. And then I watched Game of Thrones, and I was like, nope, this book is going to take over my life for about a week, and hopefully I can finish in that time. I think I'll have enough time, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm just very excited to read this, and at this point I'm starting to ramble, so I'm gonna go. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and let me know if you guys have seen, if you've caught up with Game of Thrones, but just please don't put spoilers in the comments. And let me know, obviously, if you've read this. I think Amy over at Shout Amy just finished this. She's either reading it or she just finished it. So I'll be excited to talk to her about this once I finish it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.